Hail, hail, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of Smell the Glove podcast. And tonight it is going to be just a little light on the co-host section here. I know Chris has been out of town. And, of course, St. Pauli D is in Tokyo, of all places. Hopefully he gets his email and is listening. We'll make fun of him tonight knowing he won't call us. But that leaves just me, Dr. J, and Rev. How you doing, brother?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
All right, how you doing?
Man, you are the best. You are the best. So, Rev, how you been?
I'm all right, you know.
We haven't had a show. We haven't had a show in weeks. It seems like, doesn't it?
Well, you guys did the one. I think a couple weeks ago. I was at work, and before that really was Philly.
Yeah, exactly. Philly. Oh my gosh, you had a good time.
Yeah, that was a good time.
It was a good time. I was told I had a good time on Saturday night, so that's good.
That moonshine, that's something else.
Oh, that is Chris. I mean, I don't know or profess to know where Chris gets that stuff from, but I'll say this: it's bad. It is bad for your health. It is. I mean, it literally cleans off a layer of enamel off your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally down with that. It is what it is. But anyway, so let's get into this. So we have a 1-1 draw away. Is it any wonder that we keep getting these performances? Is it any wonder that we have no idea what the hell's going on? Is it any wonder? I don't know why. I shouldn't like that song. I shouldn't like that band, but I think it's a catchy tune. So, oh well. But as far as a 1-1 draw, I mean, did you get a chance to see Hamilton?
I did. Wish I didn't. I thought it was going to be an all right game. I thought we'd be up for it, and maybe we would have been, minus the decisions that changed the landscape of the game. But, yeah, when the first goal went in, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's on.
We can do this. We got this.
Yeah, we're 20-some minutes in. We're up 1-0.
Didn't think we were going to have, scoring goals for fun like last time. But, I figured we'd have a good game.
Listen,
and then
let me ask you this: we're winning 1-0. We have 80% possession before Boyata gets the red card. I mean,
right?
Is that not do we turn into this gladiators thing? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Seriously,
looking at that on paper, that's not a guarantee. When it comes down to. But
up until that time.
Well, yeah, when it comes down to just you can possess in the middle of the field all you want. That's not entertaining. If you have 90% possession of the game and it's all right in the
Yeah, ask Barcelona that when they played us in the Champions League, right? I wasn't entertained. I'm sure they weren't entertained.
No, exactly. So, or when we finally do get it up into, to make an attack, it's crosses behind the net or, shots that, and NFL kickers wish they could do. So, anyway, getting ahead of myself a little bit. Up until that point, whatever, was feeling pretty good. And as soon as Boyata went for the tackle, I knew it was going to be a red. I'm watching, on crappy stream, so I didn't see, the initial, live play.
Right.
If he actually got the ball or did get the play or whatever. But regardless, I knew him just like, it's Craig Thompson. That's a red. That's happening.
It is.
And then,
it did.
Sure enough, red card. Looked back. He got the ball. He, yellow would have been strong, I think. It was a good play. It was not dangerous in the sense of warranting a red card, but a risky, it could have gone either way kind of play, and he probably shouldn't have done it. He was well within his rights as as a player to make that play. But, looking at where Celtic, who the referee was, all that's a very risky thing to do.
He was excited to get there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there you go. That was it. I figured, okay, now going back to the possession we had leading up to that and everything, even if we drop down a bit, hopefully that might just make it an even game, so to speak. Maybe we'll drop down to like 50% possession.
And it basically was, don't you think? I mean, we had a couple chances. We had 2 breakaways and a PK. I mean, it wasn't like we went into a shell. I mean, there's no way. Listen, it's Ronnie. We're not going to a shell. We could be down 2 men. He's still gonna have the idea. He's gonna attack. And a 3-goal lead, down 2 men.
Attack.
His version.
We could have.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we're down a defender. Bring on Charlie Mulgrew. We'll leave that up to everyone to have their own opinion about Charlie Mulgrew. Like I don't have a problem with the guy.
Well, you got a choice. It's Charlie,
right,
or Effie.
Yeah, I was going to let you say it.
It's Charlie or Effie. Listen, it is what it is. Because meanwhile, we send O'Connell, over to Cork City.
Right. Yeah. So there you go. That kind of
leaves it out there like that, doesn't it? Yeah.
Right. So, and I don't think he did too bad. He, for someone who hasn't played in how many months, so I don't think he did too bad. Yeah, and then we had from the and especially coming from who the referee was, we had the gift of all gifts to to take that game by the horns. Griffiths, had it saved, and that was that.
Yeah, that's an interesting question there. He's the stats on him. Have you seen the stats? On Griff,
for what?
Griff for PK. 9 PKs. How many has he made out of 9?
6?
4.
Really?
Yeah. Now my question is this. I mean, obviously Penn's. I mean, a 40% pen rate is bad.
Right.
But it's typical for how Celtic plays around with penalties. So my question to you is, I mean, do you remember who the last penalty taker was before Griff? The last nominated. You take all the penalties. The last one I remember. There's 2. Actually, there's 2.
Commons or Brown?
Yeah, that's right.
Commons, probably.
It was Commons and Brown. Those are the last 2. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. And Brown made a bunch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did.
And I just I think I think you end up in a situation where, especially with Griff, they want him to get to that 40 mark.
Yeah. And if he's, unless you have like a midfielder who's got crazy curve, like Beckham style crap, and he's just that good, then have your midfielder take it. But I kind of old school thought, I guess, behind it of it should be your striker taking, the penalty.
Yeah, well, unless he's not good at it.
Right. I mean, hell, if Charlie Mulgrew in his prime could take penalty kicks, I'd be okay with it.
I don't listen. I don't care who takes it, as long as the damn thing goes in. I mean, that's that's basically 2 thrown away points.
Yeah,
2 thrown away points, and I think, and you know what else, Rev? I think we've got to be fair to Hamilton. I mean, they pressed. They really did. They waited, and even during the game, because I watched it on Fox Soccer. Plus, I got to listen to Chris talk about it the entire time, and when he's going on and on about it, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. It's not a red card. It's not a red card. Chris Sutton. It's not a red card. Not a red card. And then all of a sudden he goes, it's penalty. You just get, okay, let him take it. Fine, just let him take it. And he doesn't make it. And you're like, oh shit. And even then, the other thing that Chris said was that, Hamilton really didn't come out of their shell until, later. And then they brought that kid in who had the goal against us in the 8-1 game. Yeah, Brophy, Eamon Brophy or something.
Right,
yeah. And then he scored again. And they were pressing. They pressed from just before they scored. They pressed, and it is what it is. I mean, I think there's a certain point in which you've got to give credit to Hamilton for pressing. Should we beat them down a man? I'd like to think that there's enough class in there to go ahead and beat them down a man. But I don't know. I mean, you got to give them some credit. But you know how Celtic fans are. I mean, you lose a point and the world ends tomorrow.
And also, should be noted, we did have Logan Bailey in, between the pipes.
Yeah, and listen, he made 2 or 3 really good saves.
Oh, without a doubt.
He made 2 or 3 really good saves. The question is, if Boyata stands up the entire time and just rides him like Savchenko did. I'm sorry, not Savchenko did the other day and made in the game we won 2-0 the other night. And he basically rode the guy, and then he pushed off Savchenko and then hit it right. By the time that happened, Gordon was in the guy's face. He made the big save, the 1v1 save. Then we go down and score. Do you think Boyata doesn't have that confidence, or do you think? I mean, they seem to go to ground real easy to try and make that tackle. I don't know if they're working together. I mean, they don't trust the fact that Bailly's going to come out and do that, or Gordon wouldn't do it, because Svyatenko didn't go to ground the other day in that 2-0.
Right.
Who did we play? We beat 2-0. Whoever Inverness at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't go to ground. He stood up the entire time, and they let the guy go by him. And by that time, Gordon was in his face. So,
right.
It's getting frustrating watching this because it's the same shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. There's the kind of too many variables there. Like, is that Boyata just making the decision for himself? Is that him?
I don't know.
Thinking, okay, it's Logan Bailey, and don't know what he's going to do. I personally don't know what he would do because I haven't seen enough of him, consistently to remember. Like, okay, he'll stand tall, he'll make himself big, he'll come out, whatever,
Right.
So that's if I had to guess, I'd probably say that's the same thing that Boyata thought was
right. Yeah, not good. So let me ask you this. Let me give you a quick over/under. 1.5 number of pens that Griffiths will take the rest of the season.
Take over.
You think he'll take more than that?
Yeah. I think, with, I don't think we'll probably get too many penalties because, that's not really our forte with the way decisions go. So that's the first question is how many might we actually get in how many games we have left. Like two months worth or so.
So let me ask you this. So the draw, does Ronnie take the heat for that?
I don't know. I mean, this is the exact kind of situation where you'd say, let me play, a lot of bench guys. Let me put in, the backup goalkeeper, Friday night, towards the end of the half, the second half of the season.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I would probably put out a similar lineup. So I don't know. You can't put your best players out every single week in.
No, they're going to break down. But is Ronnie responsible for the draw? I mean, is he responsible for dropping 2 more points? Is that draw? Those 2 points. Is that his fault? Because I mean, if you go to Facebook or you go to Twitter or whatever else, I mean, the whole entire world was upside down. First off, they were surprised that Allen got the start. Okay. Right. And then a draw comes and it's all of a sudden Ronnie's shit. But meanwhile, 80% possession and a goal were 1 up, and even then we still attacked and had 2 1v1s and still a PK. Are you beginning to feel sorry for Ronnie to a certain extent?
Oh yeah, I have been for a little while. Like, I
am too. I'm not saying that I want him to stay, but I really begin to feel sorry for the guy. I mean, the amount of abuse the guy takes on a regular basis, now don't get me wrong, whether it's deserved or not, I still honestly believe, right. I mean, the guy getting abused for a 1-1 draw when his defender goes down, I mean, he didn't tell the defender to go down. if you want to say that, well, the truth is, that these guys aren't getting any better, and if that's your point, then yeah, it's kind of hard to agree, hard to disagree with, don't you think? But
it's weird because that seems to be like the
common thread,
kind of almost cliche line regarding Ronnie. It's just like nothing against the guy, but he's not good for Celtic. And I'm not saying that's wrong because I agree with that too. But it just seems like it just seems like that every time there's anything regarding the man.
So you're with me that you're with me. You want him to do well. You want him to do well.
Right.
You want him to be right.
Right.
But deep down inside, you know there's no fucking chance.
Right. But yeah, anytime you see a post about anything about Ronnie Deila, you're going to see 5, 10 comments, whatever, of just some version of, I want him to succeed. It's nothing personal, but he has to go. Yeah. So it's just a weird, not hypocritical, but just kind of, whatever.
Now, Kevin came to us in the chat room. Do we have a plan if we go down 10 men? That's actually my next point. My next point is my next point is do we have a plan? Well, I don't know if we have a plan, but we have Christie sitting there on the bench, and he brings in Kazim Richards,
right,
for Scott Allen. Explain that one to me. Now if someone wants to say that that's the issue, man, I find that one hard. I find that one hard to fight because the truthfully his plan B for down 10 men was to take Commons off and put Charlie on, which I have Charlie or Fa.
Right.
I have some guy who can't run, the other one runs around with a head like a headless chicken. It is what it is. Okay. Now I've got that done. Now the next question is, what are the next 2 spots that you need? Now the question is, do you take someone off and put on, Ryan Christie, who's on the bench that day? Because you didn't put Roberts on the bench.
Right.
So you got Christie, but you take off your playmaker for Colin Kazim Richard. I'm like, I don't understand that move. I don't.
No.
I don't get that one. And I think, and Kevin, I think you're right, man. That's a fair question. It doesn't look like it, and I don't think that it seems like to me that if we were to sit around and all have a talk about we're down to 10 men, and we're going to take off. We have Christie or Colin Kazim Richards on the bench, and we're going to take off Scott Allen. I would bet if there were 100 people in the room, 99 would say put in Ryan Christie and leave Scott Allen in, and then try and have 2 playmakers and try and keep going forward to get more. I don't see. And if you want to take off, but you're hamstrung because you only have that one sub left. And right. I guess he's either going to feel the grief of why didn't you have 2 strikers out there to try and grab some points, right. But is that the right guy to take off?
Right. What is Ryan Christie's natural position? I thought he's
a 10 also.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was defensive.
Yeah. No. Well, he's been playing in that role when he played with Inverness. But if you look at those guys going forward, you got. If you want to put the 3 amigos up there, right?
Right.
You're looking at Scott Allen, Ryan Christie right behind him. Roberts on the right. Roberts wants to be on the right, which means we still don't have a left wing. And then Griffiths up front. Now you have room for one guy on the left and another guy back with Ryan Christie, a Baton back there, and then who do you put on the left wing? And that's really where we're looking at it right now. That's the part where you go, whoa, man, what do we do? Because I know he's going to want to play Brown.
Yep.
He's going to want to play Brown, and I guess he's going to play him on the right wing, which doesn't work. So you can't take. You're going to take Ryan Christie out and put him on the right wing. That's not his position. Or you're going to put him on the left wing. That's not his position. And now you're stuck with Brown, Johansson, and Baton to try and fill all that in. It's not a bad problem to have. You know what I mean? It's not a bad problem to have. I'd rather have that than oh shit, we don't have anybody. I'd rather be in that position than where Lennon is right now with Bolton and absolutely no one to be able to play.
Right.
But anyway.
When did you start watching Celtic?
2010.
Okay. When Scott Brown first came to the team in whatever 2007, 2008, under Strachan, Celtic was playing a typical of the time, fairly flat 4-4-2. Scott Brown started on the left. He's progressively moved over from left to
he was on the right for a long time with Lenny. Yeah. Right center.
Then he, under Lenny, he was doing on the right. Now he's moved, kind of to the defensive midfielder.
Yeah, I don't see him. I don't see. I think at 30 or 31 or however old he is. I mean, he's not going. He's not going to be running that entire way.
Yeah. 8 years later, he's not a winger, but I don't know. Maybe somehow put him towards the left. I don't know. Yeah, no. It's hard.
I don't see it. I don't see. Listen. That brings me to a point that I'll make later, but you're going to leave it to me now. This whole issue about Izzy and Tierney. Now I know people love Tierney. I get that. He gives his heart and everything else. I get that. Okay. But remember, is Tierney that much better than Izzy? The answer, people are going to say, "Oh my God, how could you not say he's not better?" Oh my God, I get that. I get it. But remember this: Tierney isn't exactly invited up and down that left-hand side like Izzy was given free rein to. And plus, he's not playing with somebody who's going to do 1-2s the entire way. If you allowed, and I know I'm going to say the word, and if Paul was here, he'd freak out. But if you put Stokes and Izzy on that left-hand side, and you let them just go up and down, they literally would run up and down the left-hand side the entire day. That is not what Tierney's been asked to do. So I mean, it's like I mean, they're both apples. One's Red Delicious, one is Granny Smith. They're still different, I think. And that's another question I'll ask you about later. But anyway, about Izzy. But so now Ronnie, after the game, says Boyata was a dumbass, should have done it. It's a certain red card. Then today he comes out and says they're going to appeal because now that he's had a chance to look at it, he was wrong.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, the idiots come out again. Why are you saying anything? They're all over him.
Right. Yeah, if you're going to say anything, you back your player.
Or say nothing?
Yeah, if you say anything, you back your player. You say nothing or you back your player, 100%. If your player was wrong, you say nothing. If you don't know, you then say nothing. But if you're going to open your mouth, you back your player.
Yeah.
Because that's how you put doubt in the player's head in the future. Listen.
I think that's computer jockey bullshit. Listen, I think saying, "Oh well, you know what? It's a situation where you put a doubt in Boyata's head." Listen, the guy, he's 20-some years old. He practices every day. He gets training apparently, from what we're told from John Kennedy, and the question really becomes, if he says something in a press conference, does that really make a difference to what they're doing in training every day? I said this. They get together. They go ahead and handle it. Look at the video. Oh, listen, man, I was wrong. I should have said this. Yeah, but you outed me. Come on, really? Do you think they're that much a prima donna and that soft?
No, not soft, but
that fragile.
All you need. No, not soft or fragile, but just like you in that situation. Now, let's do this exact situation in 2 weeks' time. Same thing, running down. All he potentially needs is just that split-second doubt just pop in his head.
But that shit. Listen, man. Listen. That has to be trained. You cannot be in that position, okay, and be thinking. That's the reason why I have the problem with what they're doing. I mean, this shit happens over and over again, which means they keep training this shit over and over and over again. That's my problem with it.
That situation, you put that with, baseball. You have like a half a second to swing to make the decision to swing on a pitch.
Yes.
In hockey, if you're doing a penalty shot or a shootout or something,
right,
you have to stick with whatever you're going to go with.
Right.
You change
Agreed.
Halfway through where you're going to put you fucked up. Same thing with taking a penalty kick in soccer. You pick your spot and you go with it. If you try to think and change, you're fucked up. So that's the same kind of thing. So if he gets a thought and he thinks, as dumb as it is to say that, you could probably really fuck up. And that could be either mistiming the tackle, taking him out, missing the ball, or just missing completely, and he gets, right on the keeper, and it's all for naught. So, will that happen? No, but the potential's there, and it just goes back to the why even say anything. But then more than that too, not even just the argument for, in the game, in the future, but, that's how you lose the locker room. If you don't back the players, players lose respect for you. Like, they're the team, you're the leader, but at the same time, the leader.
That part I get. That part I get. I mean, that lose the locker room. Okay, fine, I'll give you that. If someone wants to go ahead and do that, I guess they don't think you have your back. I'll lose the locker room. But I honestly think that this stuff should be really, really, really handled on the training ground. This is what you do. Do right. This.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
And I don't think that people think that. I mean, I know, like, in the middle of something, when I'm like, even from what I do, I train for hours on hours. So, like, if I'm going to go out and do a 4-hour presentation, it takes me between creating the content to training on what to say to being ready for it. It takes me probably 3 to 4 hours per hour of stage time that I've got to be prepared for this. I don't want to think on stage. I want to know exactly what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I think that, that's training. I mean, and to me, I mean, I don't think that those guys are pulling that stuff, So I think they should be really, really coached really, really well, and coach that out of them. Stand up, don't go to ground. Stand up. You're not gonna get the call. You're just your second choice each time.
Right.
Your second favorite each time in that situation. Do not go to ground.
And realistically, if the attacker gets by you, it's not a guaranteed goal.
No, we just said that when against Inverness the other day.
Yeah, even they can run by you, but and the goalie can save it. They could just miss. There's with just that a lot of variables. So yes, you are the last line of defense and all that stuff, literally. But at the same time, it's like it's okay for and it's going to happen for players to get by you and to take shots,
right?
So you don't have to do something, especially when you throw in the fact of they're not gonna get the benefit of the doubt at all,
right?
Let them take it because
they're not gonna get the benefit of the doubt.
At that's what minute was the red card? Do you remember?
Just before the end of the half, so probably 35, somewhere in there. If I remember correctly.
So we just scored. Okay, let's say they do score. It's still 11-on-11 going into halftime, tie game. Fine,
I'll tell you right now. Hold on, here it is. It is 41. The pen was at 35. Griffiths makes the pen at 35. Boyata at 41. And then yellow card for Hamilton. Brophy at 73 for the goal. McKinnon yellow card 79. And then here's your lineups. Let's see. He makes this. He makes these. Mulgrew comes on right there at 44 for Commons. Oh, Christie. Sorry. Christie came in for Mackay Stephen and Kazim Richards. Okay, never mind. Christie and Kazim Richards are on the park. Never mind. I must have missed that. Too. So
I remember that now that you say it, but I totally forgot it.
Okay, but I don't know why you take Scott. I still don't understand why you take. Okay, so even with Christie on, I don't know why. Oh, Patrick Roberts is on the bench. Why? See, I totally messed that up, guys. I apologize. We should delete this and start over again. I'm totally wrong. I totally missed that. So, what? Okay, so fine. So we have on the field at that point in time: McGrew, Christie, Kazim Richards, Johansson, Griffiths, Brown, Tierney, and then Svechenko and Lustig. So my question is, why do you bring on? Man, that's it. And then he does it at 86. Right. He does it at 86. Can you explain to me why? Why do you wait that long at 86?
I don't know. I don't know if he you know, do you think he thought maybe we'd have? Well, no, because it's like, oh, they could do it without it. Why make the substitution? No, you don't wait. Aid them, give the players the tool they need to succeed.
I don't understand that. But anyway. Listen, I was wrong. I told myself I'm glad I looked. So I don't now I feel better. But then again, I watched in between having to drive. I was on my way to Savannah, so I had to drive. So anyway. I was driving, trying to eat lunch, trying to get ready. I had to go speak later that night, so next time I will be better prepared. I apologize. All right, so how surprised were you that Scott Allen got the start? Did it warrant a "oh my god, I can't believe it" tweet from you?
Well, okay. I was going to bring him up. I was going to transition, so that works. And I'm not bad-mouthing him or any of the other players or the people that support them, but and maybe this is just me not having that good of a soccer brain compared to everyone else, but I don't really see. He looks like a decent player, but I just don't see what warrants the week in, week out. Oh my God, where's Scott Allen?
Newness.
Oh my God, why is he playing?
It's new. It's
frustration?
New. It's straight. It's just newness. It's new. It's like he hasn't done anything to fuck anything up yet, so let's get him out there.
Okay, and I totally understand that. And
that's me.
I could see that point.
That's my opinion. I don't see it either. I just don't. I mean, all of a sudden, this whole thing about how he can pick the pass and everything else. Okay, I mean, so can
he's
Thomas.
had good games. He's had some good passes. I think it was that game last week where he he was like falling down and he threw ball to Griffiths and he just didn't get the goal, but that would have been a beautiful goal if it would have went in that whole the process of play. So I can see the potentials there, but just the him, Christie, I guess that falls into the same category. And Robert Patrick, I understand a little bit because he's got at least maybe for me, I understand a little more because he's got a little bit of a pedigree coming from the youth team and stuff. So I'm like, okay, he's done good there. Bump him up, see what he can do, throw him out there.
Right.
But it just seems like, oh my God, we've got Messi on the bench. Why isn't he playing? Like
that's the next one, man.
That's what comes across.
Get ready for it. Get ready for it. That's why I call them Three Amigos. Get ready for it. It's coming. Get ready for it.
And hey, if he gets a good run of games, I will gladly be wrong. I want to be wrong when I say that, but like from where I stand right now over the last few weeks, pretty much the whole season,
you're not seeing it either.
At least Scott Allen.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I just haven't seen that whatever the talent for just the crying for him to start.
So let me ask you this. So speaking of him starting, so there's going to have to be room made, and there's been a lot of talk last couple of days about a certain player or players making way. Obviously there's conversation about Mulgrew not getting a contract extension. Haven't seen or heard anything about that as far as him not getting one. Or him getting one in general. Let's just put it that way. Haven't heard anything about that. So I guess that's that. So we'll see what happens with Mulgrew. It came out yesterday that Rogic said he's not going to re-sign, and then it came out today that he said that was a lie. That wasn't true, and people making up stuff. And then you have Forrest, who apparently turned down a contract extension. Yeah. You talk about Celtic fans. Oh my God! Immediately. And it's so fucking nuts. It's like, oh, Forrest doesn't want to sign. Well, fuck you. All of a sudden, it's like, I just dissed your mother, and now you hate me.
Right.
You know what I mean? All of a sudden, now it's like, oh, he's just shite. Come really? Well, here's something for you. Ready? Here's some numbers for you. Forrest, you ready? This year, who has more appearances, James Forrest or Tom Rogic?
Forrest.
Yeah, he's got 35 appearances. Compared to like a couple of years.
Okay, I would have said 35, but
yeah, 35 appearances this year. Roger 29. How about that? That's anyway. I mean, that's to me that's kind of important. That's kind of like something I want to know.
Right.
So now we take that information. Hold on one second. Let me grab something. A piece of paper here. So we take that information and we put it together with all that, with Forrest, and then the conversation about Izzy. So Izzy's looked at. Apparently, someone in Spain wants to look at him too. Now he's 29. Forrest is 24. Roderick's 23, I believe. Mulgrew is 107. So we have all this out there, right? The question becomes, I mean, is this where you start to make way for these other kids? You know, obviously Mulgrew is all purpose. Forrest and Roderick are going to be there. Izzy's going to make, but I want to handle it one by one. So with Izzy, my question to you is this: Would you be upset? And of course, I hear this. Oh, Izzy's always injured. Where did this happen? He had his leg broken a couple of years ago, and he took him a while to get back from it. Have you seen him really, really injured a lot since then?
He's pretty much been our only left back
for a long time.
Since 2010. The majority of that time.
Yeah, since the World Cup. Yeah, since the World Cup when he played with Honduras. So here's the issue, and the issue is, and this is what cracks me up. Oh, well, if he doesn't want to be here, let him fucking go. Well, wait a second. Hold on. He's 29. Okay? He needs to do something because his coach, his Honduran coach is like, hey, listen, I need, you got to be playing. Right. If we're going to take you to whatchamacallit, the what's the damn cup they're going to have here? Not the Gold Cup, the Copa America, which is going to be in the United States this year. Right. So all that's going to happen. So I mean, if you're Izzy, who, let's be honest, has been as much of a servant to the club as anyone else, and in love with the fans, and personal number one fan with with Paula Tim, and all this different stuff that goes on, all the stuff that he does, and he wants to be involved in all that stuff. I mean, my question to you is, if you're him, do you stay to back up Kieran Tierney at 29, going into trying to prove that you need to, you know what I mean? What do you do? I mean, what do you do?
Probably not.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, I would. Right. Yeah, from his perspective, yeah, that's, a 29-year-old backing up a kid that just looks bad. First of all, on paper.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't blame him. And
I think it's like Getafe wants him or something like that, or Sevilla or something. Mm-hmm. This is, let's be honest, Rev, this is your last payday.
Right.
You're 29. This is your last gig.
No, at this point in his career, do you sit on the bench for the next 2-3 years as a backup, and then that's it, you're done? Or do you try to...
Yeah, at $14,000 or $15,000 a week when he could be, and God knows what he's paying in taxes in the UK. And then from there, go to Spain, not have to pay as much, go there, deal with that. You make more, make clear more at the end. I mean, that's it. And then, show some, as compared to what Honduran coach would say, show some ambition and try and force your way into the team for the rest of the year. Do that, get 2 years at Getafe or Sevilla or whatever for Spain, and then move on and go back to Honduras and play another 2-3 years and then be done at 35, 36 years old.
As a fan, if he leaves in the summer,
you're not upset.
Hypothetically, no, I'd say
you don't hold it against him either, do you?
You're awesome. Thanks for the memories. High five, and maybe we'll see you in a testimonial in the future. You know what I mean? Like, no, I have no ill will. Has he fallen off from when he was at his prime? Obviously.
You think so? You think he's fallen off that much, or is it just that he could never cross, and we've just come to realize he could never cross the ball?
No, I don't think that's it. I think not saying like, oh my God, he's totally shit now. He's old as dirt, but he's 29. It happened. The Mona Lisa's cracking too.
Hey, listen,
it happened.
The only team I know undefeated, untied, Father Time.
Yeah,
undefeated, untied, Father Time. He wins every damn time. So I don't know. I don't know. Is that whole issue with Izzy? I mean, Forrest, same thing though. I mean, Forrest, he's 24, 25, 24. They offer him a 4-year deal, and then he turns it down. I mean, for him, this is his chance to move.
Right. I'm a little less forgiving with Forrest. That's a good point. Like, this is his, his big break, so to speak. But it's kind of like we stuck by you for a few years when we could have just dumped you off, for pennies to League One championship team if you're lucky.
Well, I mean that's where he's at now. I mean, it's something about Leeds looking at him.
Yeah, like, so it's not even,
But I don't know where Leeds are. Are they? I'll have to check that. Are they moving up the table? They got a chance?
No idea.
I'll take a look here. Hold on 1 second. I'll tell you 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Leeds. No, they're 17th.
In championship or?
Championship, yeah.
Okay. And there's 24, so it's not like they're really going down, but they're
only top six. They are Sheffield Wednesday's in 6th position with 55 points. Leeds is 38 points with a game in hand, so they'd still be 14 points. Yeah, they have shit for chance for getting through to promotion, or even to the playoffs. So poor Leeds,
right? So yeah, there's I mean, I'd say thanks for Carragandi. You gave us a lot of moments, but at the same time, it's just like, really, like, I wonder if maybe they offered him a 2 or 3 year contract, if he'd take that, because I mean, he's on the younger side, but not a kid. 4 years is kind of a long time because that would be basically the prime of his career.
Yes, exactly. So I mean, are you of the impression that if he's going to go, even Leeds is going to offer more than Celtic are,
right?
They're going to offer more than Celtic are. Do you know what I mean?
Right. I see the same thing. He's thinking about his career, and I'm thinking about it. From a Celtic standpoint, it's like, why wouldn't you want to play for Celtic? I think that's usually the first thing that comes to all of our minds.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want to play for them?
Right. Right. He's been there since kid, so I mean, it's not like he's been there since he realized his dream. It's time to go. I mean, maybe time to go. And then Rogic was like, blew me away. I was like, whoa, Rogic doesn't want to stay. Wow. It's not like he's not going to get. I mean, I rate him more than I rate Scott Allen. That's just me, but.
I do too.
I like him for one reason. I know from reading his background and everything else that he's a futsal player. And dear God, man, that's where he got into the Nike thing in Australia, that to become a footballer type thing. And he came from that background. And you can tell. I mean, his ability to control the ball at close range is really good. I mean, he can do that and control in tight space. I like him. I like him. I love the fact that he's got a sweet left foot. I like it. I like him. So then Mulgrew, it's just time. It's just time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just time. So let me give you some over-unders for these. Let's move on about these 4 wonderful people that we have grown up and known. Forrest, over-under chances to stay. I say 35%. You go over or under? 35% chance he stays.
Mm-hmm. Shit. I'd say over, but very slightly. I'd say maybe 40%.
Wow. I think it's less.
I just have a little bit of a feeling that, they might work something out at the last minute, 11th hour.
I think I think it's less, and he'd be smart to go. Because the whole, Three Amigos thing, that's going to be a big one. And GMS, when he's playing in the middle, and Gary Mike Steven playing in the middle when he's pushing the ball forward, gets a lot of chances. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he's smart to go. That's me. I think he's smart to go. Izzy, 49% to stay.
To stay.
I give that one a coin flip. I think he's happy here. His family's happy here.
Right.
I coin flip. 49.9% stay.
that all depends on just his mentality. Is he content? If he's content, then he stays. If he's just looking for a little more, he's gone.
He's gone. Or, the coach. But I will say this, though. When he played for Honduras in Copa America last year, I mean, he was basically a hatchet man. And even in the World Cup, his job was to basically stab people and knock them down. It really was. He was known, but
that's how Honduras plays.
I know. They were just killing him, right? So that one, and then Mulgrew. I give Mulgrew a 15% chance of getting a new deal. What do you think? Over, under?
Again, just slightly over.
Do you think so?
Like, thinking about it.
Do you think they give him a chance to stay? How old is Charlie?
32, 33.
Is he really?
I think.
Charlie Mulgrew. How old are you? He's 29.
Really? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, I could see them being like, hey, 1 year, 2 years, and then you call it quits. You want to finish your career here?
29.
Here's a couple pounds. And you
29. Yeah.
Ride the bench.
But then I mean, you have obviously you have injuries, but I mean you have Sviatchenko, you have Boyata here, you have what's his name? Who's the other guy that just is injured with his knee? Simonovic.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
And you have O'Connell,
right?
Which I happen to like him. I love the way every time I've ever seen him play, he's been no nonsense, none of that stuff. So, I mean, where do you go? I mean, and then Charlie's 5 in the center backs. I mean, Jesus Christ, we don't have really anyone after. I mean, waiting for Sviatchenko who's just finally starting to train again, and then you have Darnell Fisher on the right, but we have Tierney on the left, and that's it. And I don't know who Celtic has coming up behind that, but Charlie.
If Izzy goes, we'd have to, make some moves.
If Charlie goes?
No, if Izzy goes.
If Izzy goes, you got to you got to do something. But as far as Charlie, I don't think you got to move. I don't think Charlie gets a gig. I really don't. I think it's less than 15%. I think it's way under.
Because again, you're talking, and this is, my kind of point of view, and kind of hoping they would kind of be like this too, is that these guys have been here for a few years.
Mm-hmm,
so I would hope that they'd say, all right, we got you, you're not gonna,
you and I are going to be on the same, you and I are going to be the same wavelength, because you and I are both Yankee fans, and that's how the Yankees operate.
Yep.
This game over there, I don't know if they don't have the money to throw around an extra $20 million to keep Derek Jeter, because he's going to sell $25 million a year in jerseys.
Right.
I don't know, man. I just don't see it. But anyway, so here's a question for you. So let's say Forrest opts out, doesn't want to be here. Izzy says, yeah, I'm going. Roderick says I'm going. Do you think Ronnie keeps them in the team at all?
Keeps who in the team?
Any of them. Do you think he keeps these players in the team?
Oh, for this year. Yes.
Which one do you think?
Let's see. Izzy probably not, unless.
Well, I mean, do you think? I mean, in the team, meaning at a minimum on the bench on a game day.
Yeah, I think you keep, because we're not clear. We're 6 points up, 7 points up, whatever.
Yeah, I think you keep Izzy.
We are in no way,
Yeah.
This season is not tied up in the slightest. So his hand is forced that he has to keep his strongest team out.
So you got to keep Izzy. So you got to keep Izzy around. So, but Forrest and Rogic, I mean, do you need either one of those?
I would pick Rogic over Forrest,
even if you decided not to stay.
Yeah. I would. Yeah, I would keep the strongest team that we could possibly do from here on out. And don't forget, we still have Scottish Cup games to go through too.
Yeah. So there's actually 14 games left at maximum.
At maximum, okay.
Mm-hmm. 14 games left.
So, yeah, no, I would keep as many around, that are healthy and can play, and the strongest ones possible. Because we do, like you said, like Simonovic, he's out. Don't even count Bo Richter as a player.
Mm-hmm. They have to just. I mean, I didn't even bring him into this. They've got to just drop him. Just say,
right.
Go.
Before even any of these guys, just do something.
Yeah, just go. Anyway, so that's that one. So next one is this. I want to ask you real quick about. I got a couple more pages left. We'll let you guys go because I know you've got something you got to do, and I know Better Call Saul comes on a little bit, which we've got to make sure we get to. The issue with Warburton and him saying that Ronnie was disrespectful by saying that his views on pitches were Warburton's views on pitches were old-fashioned, saying that Ronnie wouldn't mind playing on a plastic pitch, and he wouldn't mind Celtic becoming a plastic pitch. You want to guess what type of response that got from the Twitterverse / Facebook world?
From the Timterverse?
Yeah, the Timterverse on Ronnie's comments. On Ronnie's comments that he wouldn't mind if it wouldn't bother him if they turned Celtic into a plastic pitch park.
Oh, I'm sure everyone was burning chairs in their homes and stuff.
Burning chairs.
I don't know. That's the close. This I honestly didn't see any of this. I haven't been able to keep up with the between game headlines and stuff. But I think Ronnie's just trolling him. I mean, isn't pretty much all of Norway all plastic anyway. So for him personally, I'm sure it's no big deal. I don't think it will ever happen ever at Celtic Park, but he's probably just throwing a little dig at him, just trolling him. No big deal. And
right.
People are our side are getting heated, misinterpreting that. But me, if I were to read that and you tell me now, I don't believe that really.
No, I don't believe that either.
Yeah,
no.
Like I believe he'd be comfortable with it, because that's what he was used to.
Right.
Taking a guess.
Right.
But if it were to really happen, which it wouldn't. I don't see a big deal saying that.
So here's the best part. This is the best part. So do you think? Here's a question for you going forward. Do you think there is a huge future for these 3G pitches? And the reason why I ask is this: have you seen the things on cancer and these artificial pitches?
No.
Yeah, huge thing. There's a bunch of it right now that I've seen out in the Northwest, and where you would assume there's a ton of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the way that you have them in Seattle and Portland and up there in Vancouver with those plastic pitches up there. There's the kids with cancer, and they're all goalkeepers.
No shit.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean I hear it. I just I made the comment on a Facebook post the other day in the Celtic chat room. It's like, hey, listen, I don't see this being a big issue going forward. I really don't. I think they're either going to have to find a way to get rid of these things because what they're using, this crumb rubber, is like crushed tire.
Yeah. No, I know that.
Yeah. So we
have that our local high school track.
Yeah,
it's
high school. Yeah,
a mix of
football.
Tire
yeah,
and,
football fields, all that stuff. Yeah.
Recycled sneaker soles. That's what it is.
Yeah, all that stuff. I mean, none of that stuff is healthy to get. I know when I get Max in the car, if he trains every couple months, he trains over here by my house where there's fields in Myrtle Beach that are carpet. And I'll tell you what, man, he gets out of the car. And when he gets out of the car, he leaves probably a quarter pound of crumb rubber in my car every time he gets out. from his ass,
from
his ass, from
Oh.
his cleats, from under his arms.
Shit.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's everywhere. So I don't know, man. This whole thing. I mean, I get the whole. Warburton is just a doofus anyway. I really don't give a shit about him. But I think the whole thing about plastic pitches, and I get a kick out of, Ronnie telling him, "Oh, shut up." That part's cool. But the next part, I really think. I mean, if this shows up to be like a real true connection, what are we gonna do? I mean,
Right.
I mean, what? I mean,
And it's
how
gonna
many
be
fields?
too
How
far
many
down the
how many
line.
fields do you have in Scotland that have these problems? Could you imagine how many fields you have in Scotland that are this kind of issue?
Right.
Man, I read something that they're talking about using coconut shell husk instead. But I don't know. I'm really interested to see how that goes. I don't think it's going to be that much of a big deal going forward. I think what's going to happen is they're going to find this connection. There's too many kids that have this. Someone said they use a different rubber in the UK, and that's not true. Not what I've read. Not what
Well, I
I've
was
seen.
going to ask, was that a U.S. based study?
No, yes, U.S. based study, but it was also again re-reported and by one of the UK newspapers, and then asking the government to go ahead and take a look into this. And they had quoted a few different companies that make these pitches, saying that their crumb rubber is exactly the same. It's crushed up tire. So interesting with that one. So anyway, let's get past that. I'll give you just one other thing. Combat buddy, our buddy John out in somewhere near Notre Dame in Indiana, had made a comment. He wanted to know if I would, if I was going to go out to the U.S. Costa Rica match in June in Chicago. Would I go? I'd love to go, but I will be just back from a trip. I can't make that one. So I was going to ask Rev if you wanted to go, because I know you're a big USA fan. No? No, he's not a USA fan. Now, I use this because USA, as everyone knows, I'll root for the U.S. Rev couldn't give a shit. Chris goes to game. Chris called us from a game.
Right.
And Paul roots. I don't know. Paul roots for Scotland, who the U.S. have beaten and drawn. So they're a second-rate team. That's for you, Paul. After that, right? So that the segue from that into FIFA president.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Gianni Infantini or whatever. You know who he is? The new president.
Who is he?
He's when you watch the Euro draws, he's the bald guy who used to host it.
Going back how? I for club or like Euro like
Either, both UEFA.
Okay.
He worked for UEFA.
Oh, okay. We're UEFA. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Like Champions League.
Yeah, all of
Europa
it.
League, or
Yes.
do you mean like the Euros?
Yes.
Okay.
They're the same people.
Or same guy.
Yeah, the same
Okay.
exact guy. He's the bald guy. You see him on there. He's the one who hosts all the time. I had no idea who he was, and then I looked at it. I was like, oh, shit, check that out. I know who that is. That's the guy who hosts those shows.
Okay.
So anyway, here's the thing. The question I have for you, going from segue into this is do you think this will help Celtic in any way, shape, or form?
I saw an article that said, he's elected president. What does this mean for Celtic? But I didn't get a chance to read it.
I went through a couple things. It was. I will tell you exactly what it was. It was. To show you exactly who wrote it, and if you guys want to check it, I'll give you the. It wasn't Video Celts. It was. Hold on here. It was.
Was it the other James Forrest?
No, it was. Was it Video Celts? No, it wasn't CQN. It wasn't eTims.
Like I think his is called Fields of Green or something like that. Because I gotta say, I read pretty much everything that he writes because he posts stuff to the Beyond the Waves Facebook group.
Yeah.
So obviously
It was a Celtic blog. The Celtic
Yeah.
blog. So that would be who wrote it. James Forrest. Yes, James Forrest wrote it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, excellent article. If you guys get a chance
when I
to
wake up every morning, that's
and
the first thing I read on Facebook.
Good stuff. You guys get a chance to watch that. It was really, really good. the points in here are actually pretty cool. Apparently, he's the guy who came up with the whole idea of financial fair play, and I'm getting somewhere. You'll see here in a second. He's apparently considered to be a reformer. The article basically says this. He's the one who expanded the Euros to 2018s for 2018. So, can he move UEFA from outside being FIFA, even though he used to work within UEFA? I don't know if they're going to be as strong after a couple people over there had some bans and some jail time thrust upon them for all this stuff, right? Could he stop the big clubs? Now, I asked this question because I'd like to think that he's got a little bit of a play and some push. Okay, obviously, if he was able to go ahead and thwart Prince Ali and become the president of FIFA, obviously he's got some support. The U.S. obviously changed their vote; they were voting for the loser, and then they switched over. And I love how I was listening to I was in the car early one morning and listening to some bullshit on Sirius XM, and they're saying, "Oh, how Sunil Gulati, the U.S. president, changed his vote and helped sway some votes over." Shut up! You picked the fucking loser. You don't get any credit. Anyway, so now that leads us into 2018, which is an important date because 2018 is when the new deal for the Champions League comes up again, which is now the question of, is that enough time between now and 2018 with all this conversation that I've read over the last couple of weeks about another Atlantic League after the European Club Union thing, whatever, said that they were going to try and get the Champions League to be just the big clubs,
right, and
have it be, a big issue with that. So, if the 2018 is the timing for that, do you think there's a shot? And do you think that Atlantic League, and plus with the way this Gianni guy really, really likes the smaller clubs and supports smaller clubs, do you think there's a shot that they would that FIFA would okay something like that? Because I know that's the big issue. With international teams and all that other stuff, having points and everything. What do you think? Is it a chance? Is there a chance?
I would. There's a chance for everything. I always believe that. Yeah, anything can fucking happen, especially when it comes down to these guys and what they have their hearts set on. First of all, isn't the Champions League basically just been like those top teams teams from those countries?
Yeah, the Big Five. It's France, Italy, United States, Spain, and Germany.
Years. Right. It makes me wonder because then, how are you going to do that? You're going to have the Europa League as say a tier 3.
No, they would. What I've seen and everything. Yeah, what I've read and seen a couple different places in conversation was that a true Atlantic League would get 2 to 3 spots in the Champions League, but it would be the other 5 or 6 big countries or 7 or 8, 9 countries. It'd be.
So Champions League would be the top 5.
No, it would be this Atlantic League would have an opportunity to get there just like England does. England has two teams that gets in, and then a playoff team, and then blah 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 blah. The whole entire or 3 teams and a playoff team.
So time out. What were you talking about? Restructuring those tournaments or restructuring
no restructuring. You're restructuring a league. Celtic playing in an Atlantic League with teams from.
So it would be multiple countries under one league.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Took me a minute to figure that shit out too when I was trying to read it, and I was just trying to read it, going, wow, that's kind of crazy, and the conversation with the guy who had Celtic Rock and Roar's. Ray had the conversation going on Twitter and talking about times and dates and everything else. It was an interesting conversation. I don't know. I don't know if it happens. I don't know. You got 3 years to try and get it to work, but it would. But what do you think? Would it be cool? Would it be cool to be like the Netherlands, Portugal, Scotland, Belgium?
That is,
you know what I mean? Switzerland.
Right.
That would be
pretty interesting.
That would be pretty interesting, wouldn't it? Norway,
it would be
Sweden.
Radical to what they do now, obviously. Because going to well, you'd have a lot of teams, and trying to figure out like some sort of an even schedule in any way to have, unless you do like, okay, let's just throw all the domestic teams into a thing, and you get, let's say 20 for,
Oh God,
the top
could you
flight
imagine?
and, stuff like that. I mean, how else could you do it?
I think what happens is I think this 2018 thing is, obviously TV is going to want. I mean, if you could pick 24 teams, let's say you picked 18 teams from Europe that weren't in the Big Five. I mean, let's play this game real quick. Let me get a piece of paper. You ready? If you were to make an Atlantic League, right, minus the Big Five, if Celtic's there, right, who has to go with them?
Rangers.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. That's just how it is. They're gonna want them, and they're gonna go ahead. That's what it's gonna be.
Right.
So let's call them the Rangers International Football Club. All right, and from there you're looking at Ajax, right? Feyenoord,
right?
Porto,
SLB.
Yeah, it's Sporting. Who's the other? You keep going. You go just that alone, and if you take in FC Salzburg, you take Red Bull, right?
I guess. I mean, we're doing all of UEFA.
Yeah, it's the rest of the teams. I mean, that's what they're going to try and get. And then what ends up happening is if you finish in the bottom so many, or you go back, the top team in your country gets to go in if you get out.
Okay.
But I mean, that's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's just 17 plus Benfica. That's 8. You take 2 or 3 teams in Belgium. I mean, could you imagine how cool that would be?
Oh yeah. I mean,
what would you rather see in the middle of March on a Wednesday night, like a Tuesday or a Monday night soccer game, right? A Monday night football match. Would you rather watch Man U versus Stoke, right? Or would you rather see Celtic away to Porto?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You mean to tell me the TV people wouldn't dig that? Now, listen. I know I'm going to get tweets and everything else. And he's like, "You're a fucking idiot because you're talking about this like everyone else." I get that, but I mean, if the TV contracts are up for 2018, and this guy is going to allow, because remember the biggest issue that was there with this whole Atlantic League thing had nothing to do with there being an Atlantic League. It had everything to do with FIFA saying no because of the whole issue between teams playing in their country and then coefficient and everything else that goes with it. FIFA was the problem. Right. So if that's where I'm thinking. Could this guy be the person who says, "Yeah, I have no problem with it. Go ahead, knock it out, guys. Have fun." Is he the guy?
I could see him pushing it. It probably wouldn't come to pass, I don't think, because there's too much, within each country that they kind of, no,
but each one of those countries are dying. Imagine the money that would go back to them.
Well, I was going to say, but they're, taking kind of the next step. It's like they're not really concerned, I don't think, because it's corruption. A lot of these guys corruption, so they get the kickbacks and the stuff like that. So,
until the U.S.
they don't want
the law gets you
the flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've got something coming in. They know what's coming in. It's a guarantee. Leave it alone. I would say the people that would be against it, even though let's say they put out it'll raise X much money for each country and TV ratings and increase attendance. Let's say and hopefully that if it were to happen, ticket prices wouldn't increase because that would kill it instantly.
Yeah, it would kill
if
you.
No one goes out.
You think?
So
how cool would it be?
If people aren't going to games, if now because it's this international thing, and so.
But what's funny? The Scots support. I was looking at something today on Twitter, and oh God, let me look. Hold on. About the percentage of people that actually go to games in Scotland. And let me pull it out here 1 second. Let me see. Let me find it. Here you go. Here it is. It's this one. Here's the tweet. Here you go. Agent Scotland tweeted it out. I'll give you right now. Hold on 1 second. Here it is. Once again, the Scottish Premier League led per capita is one of the best 2 supported leagues in Europe this weekend. You ready? Holland, right? Which is a shit league, apparently, right? Not one of the big 5. 1.06% of the entire population went to games.
Okay.
That's massive. 1% of the entire population went to games. 1% of everyone who lives in Holland went to a game.
What's their population?
I don't
know how many people.
I don't know. Scotland was
like that's kind of like every how many people go to a Monaco game?
Right. Well, watch these numbers. Watch these numbers and then watch what happens. You ready? So let me show you something. Let me read this to you. So here's the deal. So Scotland had 0.88%. Belgium had 0.86%. Spain, even with their bigger stadiums, had 0.66%. Germany, even though they only pay £12 or whatever, I keep reading this stupid bullshit, only 0.51%. England 0.49%. Switzerland 0.45%, Austria 4.2%, Czech Republic, France, Croatia, Italy 0.26%, Poland, and then Turkey at 0.06%. So I mean that's massive.
Okay, no, that is kind of impressive. Yeah,
don't you think that's massive? So check this out. SPL matches this weekend. Altogether, 108,895 attended all matches across all four leagues, which was 2% of Scotland's entire population.
That's pretty good.
That is, I mean, it is. And then what was the comment down below? And by the way, in my comment, which is true, that's a weekend where Celtic was away and on Friday. Imagine how much. Add another 60-some thousand to that, or not? Let's say add another 40-some thousand of sold tickets. Not necessarily people who went to games, but sold tickets. They count the number of tickets.
Right.
And in England, 1.24% of their population went to all 4 divisions and the cup final. That's it. So I mean, it's not like there's no. I mean, they're going to games. You know what I mean?
Right, but I mean,
they just don't have it. No one wants to see. No one wants. I mean, no one wants to pay to show the product, and I guess there's no clamoring for it. I guess, money wise, right?
If you start, if you raise, tickets 50%, for season books, especially, because that's lump sum, or for single game tickets, like it's gonna. The people that are on the cusp of, do I go shopping today or, do I go to the match? Like that's going to bump that bar up higher to a lot more people.
I think it would. And I'd love to see them. I'd love to see people actually. I'd love to see the game. I'd love to see games full. I really do. I think it adds. I think it adds to it. I think it's great. And I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not Scottish, but I love the fact that they go to games. They are mental for the game.
And that's only a hypothetical that I'm saying. I'm just saying that's if this league happens and if prices get raised in such a way, like Oh,
listen. The fees. Listen, you think you're still going to get $100 reduction next year, or a £100 reduction, £50 reduction next year, when the mob get back? That ain't going to happen.
Right.
Yep.
No, that's true.
No, you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay to be there next year, and it's all gonna be because of, the mob that'll be back. But anyway, so Rev, that's all I got. Actually, I have one more thing. I know, my buddy actually said something about the team. Let me go find what he said. Hold on 1 second. He had said something earlier about how Aberdeen, at the very beginning, how Aberdeen are even more shit. Let's be honest. They are not 2 wins. They are not 2 wins better than us over the last 12 games or whatever's left. So there are 11 games. So I think that's interesting that he said that. What I want to do was actually say this. Right now we have 27 points. No, 27 games played. Okay, in the league, we have 62 points. Okay, there's 11 games left, which is a total of 33, which would give us 95. So over under 25 points.
Bust out my calculator for this.
Over under 25 points that we get out of our last 11 games.
25. I don't know. That's close. I say we get around 25.
That's the point.
Yeah. Because, okay, so obviously 11 games, all wins would be 33. All draws would be
11.
Middle of the road, points per game would be, like 22. Plus, I'm sure we'll lose at least one or two more. Yeah, that's tough. I would say in the 23 to 26 range.
Yes.
Oh, you're still waiting for?
I'm waiting for that. Give me over under, man. What do you think?
I guess I'll play a little conservative and take the under.
You think so?
We'll be close. We'll be a point or so off, but I think we'd be under.
Interesting. I think we're going to be under that also. I think we end up with 85, 86 points.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
And you said we're at 55 now?
We're at 62.
Oh, 62. Okay. Yeah, no, it's going to be close. I don't think.
So let me give you some numbers. Here you go. Here's the numbers.
Okay.
Last year we ended up with 92 points. So we need to have. We could drop 3 points and match last year's points. And last year we won by 17. Aberdeen had 75 points. 2013, 2014, we had 99 points. Motherwell had 70.
Right.
So, not good, right? But that's the year that they didn't give up a goal for like 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
How many points does Aberdeen have right now?
Hold on one second.
The
first year without
or 6
Rangers in the league, we won the league with 79 points. Motherwell 63, St. Johnson 56, Inverness 54. Right now, that was 2012, 2013. 2015, 2016, Aberdeen have 56 points.
Mm-hmm.
Which would give them the chance to have 89 if they won out. But that means beating us. So 2012, 2013, we had 79 points. That was the year that we beat Barcelona.
Mm.
How about that? We won the league with 79 points. And then 2011, 2012 was the year we beat them. We had 93 points.
Mm-hmm. Which we would have won that aneway.
Yeah. We beat them by 20. Yeah, we beat it. Yeah, exactly. The 20 points. The year we lost on the last day of the season. Remember that was 2010, 2011. That one sucked because that's the year Samaras missed the PK. We lost by a point, 93 to 92. So
yeah, so
it's last year we lost.
Minus a year here or there, we've basically been in the 90s, low 90s.
Right, except for the first year after.
Yeah, the crazy year.
Yeah, the first year after Rangers left.
Yeah, then it was down in.
First year, no, the year that we started off really shitty. That's the year we beat the Rangers 93 to 73. Yeah. Then the next year, they go on a run in Champions League, but we only get 79 points.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. What's Aberdeen at right now?
Aberdeen's at 56. They're 6 points behind us.
And
56. 11 games left.
How many games left?
11 games left. Yep.
So the best they can do is 89.
89. That includes beating us.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But if we went out but only lose that one game, we get 92 to 89.
Oh, yeah,
that's a little too tight for me.
I wasn't thinking about the split.
Yeah, the split. One more game with them. Yeah, man.
It'll be close.
Yeah.
You know, I still have faith. I still think we're gonna win it. I just think that it's too close to rest on our laurels like this time of the year where we're up by 12, 15 points, whatever, and we can start playing the kids because hey, fuck it, why not? We still have to
that ain't
go,
the case.
Like I said earlier.
That ain't the case right now.
Strongest team.
Nope, ain't the case. Yeah, I'm with you. I think he goes through with it and tries to close it out. He's really got to fucking just knock it down. This is killing me with all this bullshit he's got going on right now. Right. As far as how this goes, but anyway, 62 points is what we're at now. They're 56, and
at this point,
25 points gives 87, which would be less than last year.
At the beginning of the season, I would say my thing is, and I don't know if you probably remember, get out of the group stage in Europe, which let's laugh at that. Winning the league, obviously,
right.
And another cup. At least one other cup.
Yep.
So right now we're looking at the league and maybe the Scottish Cup, and honestly, I'd rather just take the league. I'd rather just focus on the league
and be done with it, and move on. Just be done with it, move on. I like the idea. I like the idea of being done with it, moving on. That would be really, really cool.
But I mean, I'm just pointing that in the the fact of how different of a position we're in versus the expectations and the feelings and emotions we were riding.
How worried I am right now about the way the season's going to go. I'm telling you, man.
Hey, whatever. Oh, we lose, next round Scottish Cup, we're out, whatever. Let's focus on the league. I don't care. We're in that, I don't want to say dire, but, for lack of a better word, that's all I can think of. Just that kind of a tight spot where it's just you know what, let's just buckle down on this. That's all that's important right now.
And yes. And it still fucking worries me. Still worries me.
Exactly.
Still worries me.
I'm still not totally confident.
No,
I'm pretty, pretty thing. But
should I really be this non-confident? I mean, somebody help me out. Should I really be this fucking wacky about it? Or, I mean, I don't want to be. I want to be excited for Ronnie. I want him to win.
Right.
I want the team to blow people out. I want more 8-1 wins. That's what I want.
Nothing against the guy. I don't have anything against him personally. I hope he does well at Celtic. ...
Ain't that the truth, man? I want him to do well.
But yes, 6 points is
it's not
too scary.
It is.
Okay, let's say we lose that Aberdeen game.
I wonder if there's a website out there that can give me a slider and tell me where we were this time just before the split last year. I got to find that, and that way I can go ahead and tweet that out. I'm just curious where we were last year. Were we 6 points ahead, 8 points ahead, 9 points ahead against Aberdeen? I don't know.
I think we were pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
Kind of.
Because I remember asking over-unders if we were going to win by 10 points or more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So over-under 10 points? 10 points, win by 10 points?
This year? I don't think so. Under.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say 8 or 9. Maybe 8 or 9.
8 or 9. So, okay. So, 8.5. Over under. I'll make it tough on you. Oh, God. Rev, you're killing me.
It all hinges on that one game.
It does.
Because if that
you win that game, and where is it? I don't even know where it is.
I
don't even know where it's going to be. Right? You don't know until they give you the split.
Has it been announced yet?
No, I don't think
so. Split?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
So
because they do that basically before it happens.
Yeah, once the teams are set. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Right.
Once the teams are set. Yeah, once the teams are set. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, once the teams are set. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, once the teams are set. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, once the teams are set. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So yeah, who knows?
Who knows? I quit.
And then in, thinking like, American sports playoff style, all you need is like a hot team to get into, say, the 5th or 6th spot in the split
and beat somebody. Yeah, exactly, and beat somebody top of
beat us, beat Aberdeen,
That's
and
bad.
then there you go. There's the dark horse.
Yeah, well, they're far enough behind. I don't think that's going to be a problem, but that would be one of those.
No,
things.
I don't mean in the sense of like that could.
Oh, you mean being a spoiler?
Yeah. Yeah, just to play spoiler.
Jesus Christ! Sooner or later, one of us is going to jump off a building. Enough of this shit. Oh, we're 6 points up. We're still in a cup, and we have the three amigos. And Scott Allen got a start the other day. So I mean, if you ask the average Celtic supporter, should be happy.
There's your title for the show if you didn't do one yet, and try to stay positive. 6 points up, still in the cup.
6 points up, still in the cup. Something like that. Oh, Rev, I need a drink.
Yeah, now I do.
I need a drink. Anyway,
everything looks so rosy, and then when you have to put up the hard stats like that,
it doesn't. Yeah, you know what it is. Like if you go on to ESPN.com, they'll give you you do the bowl games. And you have to give your who's going to win, and you have to give percentage points on how certain you are in certainty points. That's what I got to worry about. Right. I got to worry about my confidence points. I have zero confidence right now, and that shouldn't be. I shouldn't be. And I have zero confidence because I have no idea what the fuck defense is going to show up. Is it the team that had two clean sheets in a row, or the team that actually pulled that shit where they go down again? And that's where my problem is.
Well, I'm gonna do this right now. And maybe we can do this as like a mini podcast time capsule. I'm gonna set a reminder. Okay, well, maybe not literally for today because it won't exist next year. But I'm gonna set a reminder for March 1st next year. And there we go, nice even date, start of the month, and remind myself to listen back to this podcast and compare it to where we are league wise with. Sure them up.
You know what? We could do that. You know why? I know exactly what to do. I will throw that in I'll throw today's position in my calendar for a year from now, in my Google Calendar.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do too.
There you go. And then we will have a chance to go back and look at it a year from now. Just before the split, 6 points up, still in a cup.
Nice.
There you go. Exactly. For one thing, even though we're supposed to win everything every time. And by the way, can I say something? If we're supposed to win everything every time, excuse me, but if I believe correctly, everyone, including International Rangers Football Club, have been in all the cups. They haven't won anything either. So I guess the only team with a true chance for a treble, even though they fucked that the other day against Morton, is really Hibs. They are in both cups still.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, Rev, it's time for me to go ahead and get ready for Better Call Saul.
I'm just trying to picture like next year. Either we're gonna be looking back at this, laughing, being like, "Yeah, we're solid. What were we crazy?" Or we're gonna be like, "Oh my god, we knew the future. We're in such shit position right now."
I wish I gotta see if Graham wants to come on, because every time I go back, I listen to old Beyond the Wave shows. It's uncanny.
Yeah.
How he's like a truth seer. It's like into the future. I don't know. I want to know what brand of crystal ball that motherfucker has, because mine doesn't work as well. I don't know how the hell he does it, but every time we talk about it, it's always like, "Oh yeah, this is what I think's gonna happen." Fucking shit, it doesn't happen. We could get with him. See if he's recovered from the night with Buckfast and what would you call it? And moonshine. Chris's white light.
Was he on the moonshine too?
Listen. Who knows? There were probably more fingerprints on that than on a handrail somewhere in Atlanta airport.
Yep.
Ugh. Anyway, Chrissy, missed you. Paul, we missed you. I know. I just got a message. Let's see. What did? There you go. Christian said, "Fuck, just saw this. My bad. No problem, my friend. We're all good." it was nothing but a bitch session anyway for 90 minutes. But anyway,
it was cathartic. I think
it was cathartic. I feel better now. I do feel better now.
Yeah,
that's good.
Sorta.
Yeah. Oh my God! Me, Chris, and him in the room. Oh God, me, Chris, yeah, in the room, drinking like water. So combat buddy says it was like drinking water. No, it ain't like drinking water. No, it's smooth. Ooh, that was smooth. Anyway, burns on the way down. All right, Bubba, I'll let you rock and roll.
All right. Yep.
I've got to get ready for my TV show. Not that I watch TV shows, but definitely got to watch my show.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so
I'll be there in a half hour too.
There you go. Anything else we need to talk about?
No, we covered it all.
All right, give me a quick prediction for Wednesday against Dundee.
Regular Dundee.
Yep.
Say 3-1.
3-1. Yeah, I'm with you there. I think we come home do a 3-1. Does your boy Scott Allen get a start?
He'll get a sub.
He'll get a sub. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. We put GMS and Armstrong back in. There we go.
Yeah.
To get everything back to normal. All right, Bubba. I will chat with you later.
Yep.
Later, man.
Later.
Take care. Thanks, everyone, for being with us. I really do appreciate everyone sticking with us through this long 92 minutes, 93 minutes, 94 minutes of bitching in hell. Chris, we missed you. Paul, we missed you. We'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone. Hail, hail.
It was just a dream, just a moment ago. I was up so high, looking down at the sky. Don't let me fall. I was shooting for stars on a Saturday night. They say what goes up must come down, but don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. They say what goes up must come down, but don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. 'Cause I'm gliding up there oh so very high that if the clouds were to drop me, then I'd fall out the sky. I don't really know why I'm here. I guess I'm just here for the ride. I swear it feels like I'm dreaming. It's vividly defined. So call me whatever you want. Title me whatever you like. But let's get one thing straight. You know my name, so I run this town when I'm on this mic. Yeah, so here I go. B.O.B. 5 to rate. I don't know, lead I don't, but I know that I flow. Rack 'em up, knock 'em down, dominoes. Then I go as my story goes. I know I've done been down here before. Thought to my east, the K to home. 'Cause I was in the cold, trying to keep my toes in the fold. Now I'm in your house, now I'm in your soul. Now I'm everywhere that your iPod go. Everything I seen was a dream, it's the moment ago. It was just a dream, just a moment ago. I was up so high, looking down at the sky. Don't let me fall. I was shooting for stars on a Saturday night. They say what goes up must come down, but don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. They say what goes up must come down, but don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. They say what goes up must come down, but don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. Yeah, but I fall much slower than where that pavement is. 'Cause there ain't no parachute that they can make for this. 'Cause I put my pain, my heart, my soul, my faith in this. Does anyone feel like how I feel? Then you can relate to this. A display to this, maybe roll one up, then take a hit. Toast to the good life, then take a sip. Vacay every day, yeah, take a trip. It's easy to see I was made for this. From the womb all the way to the grave of spit. Just to show y'all niggas what greatness is. Yeah, I'm talking very lucid, like making movies. To picture my life, boy, you need a higher resolution. I used to cook class in the day, then run away at night. But now I'm ruler of the upper class, and I don't even write. Just a dream, just a moment ago. I was up so high, looking down at the sky. Don't let